Okay, question. What kind of idiot goes on a pub crawl before they go to a beer festival? Hi, my name's Dale, and I've got a serious problem. The problem is it's really hot and I've got no beer. Had you for a minute there. Right, so we're going to do a nice crawl. Big shout out to the guys at the Boat and Horses, Beeston Rylands, for sponsoring today's Nottingham crawl video. Big respect to them, such a great place over Beeston Way. Make sure you go and check them out. It's such a cool pub, real community spirit, real community vibe. They spent loads of money making the garden go well. It's just a great place to be. So head on and see them if you can. But I'm going to start up. So that's Maid Marian Way behind me. I'm going to work down this street with some of the ones that we've not done before. Head on over through the city centre up to Centre Market where the beer festival will be. I'm going to start with this today. Right, as I said with these Nottingham routes, this is unique route number 6. So nothing that has been in the last 5 route videos will be in today. And while we're here, we are going to start at Riley's, one of the few surviving ones in the country. So there's so many of them closed down, and they're always pretty cool little places. You like a big game of pool or a game of snooker, big screens, live sports. So Riley's cover it all bases really. So Riley's will be stop 1 of today. Right, last time I did a video in here, it didn't look like this. So the last video I did was before a refurb. The refurb's been done now and it looks absolutely brilliant. So maybe the last 2 years or so the refurb's been done. But it looks so much better. So they had 150 odd sites, right? They're down to 15 sites now, but they've just opened a new one in Leeds, apparently, yesterday, which is good. Good to hear that they've saved the business model and sort of on the up with it. Good looking menu, great looking place in here now. Got this little food menu on in here these days. So here wraps, chicken, nachos, burgers, all sorts of good stuff. But yeah, the refurb has definitely done this place the world of good. It looks really cool in here now. I would definitely come up here for a few games of pool and to watch the sport. This little keg mix and stuff on the bar, and an 8-ball table down there. Actually looks really good in Riley's now, so fair play to them for sticking some money into that and turning it around, because it really does look quite inviting, quite good in there now. Nice little food menu. What's not to like? Head on 50 yards down and you'll meet one of the Wetherspoons for Nottingham City Centre. I've not put a single spoons in the unique route so far, so we're going to kick off with this one. It's the Roebuck Inn, this one, and to be honest, of the spoons in Nottingham, this is probably my favourite of them. So let's get in and do a that on one of these routes. Stop number 2 of the day. That's where Riley's is, so I've come as far down as that. And the Roebuck Inn will be stop number 2. Right, when I come in this one, it does reaffirm to me this is definitely my favourite Nottingham spoons. I'm going to go and do the Lloyd's, and we'll do one of the other city centre ones for you now today and show you. But yeah, this is definitely my favourite of the Nottingham spoons, without a shadow of a doubt. It's actually quite a good looking spoons in general. I really like the layout and stuff. It's got different rooms set around it, so big room over to the front. Ale wise, you've got the usual spoons ones they are on all of them, which I call the rubbish spoons ones, but got some good guest ales as well in this one. I went with this Atlas Welbeck Brewery, which I was quite pleased with. Dragonfly on the other end, which is also a decent bev. But this is one of the best bits of in here. Up there is a balcony that you can overlook the rest of the place with. And it's actually quite a nice place to sit. The whole of this spoons in general, I always quite like. And the carpet, it ain't too shabby either. Right, coming out of the Roebuck, my instant next thought would be going the Malt Cross. It is an amazing place, but we've done that on the route already, so we can't. So we're going to head down. So that's the rule. The rule is we are not repeating anything at all on these routes. So that in front of me is walking towards the Market Square, where you will find me outside my next one just now. It is our version of O'Neill's. So it is sat right here on the Market Square. Beautiful setting, the Market Square in general. It will be when they do something with Debenhams anyway, but on the Market Square, our version of O'Neill's. Not been done on these crawls as yet. Start number 3. Now this used to be a rough ass pub. It was either called the Bank or the Old Bank. I can't remember which it was, but it was it had a bit of a tasty reputation to say the least. It's a lot better than it was now. O'Neill's stop 3 today. It not only looks a million times better than it used to, and the reputation of it being a little bit tasty has definitely died off. But I said O'Neill's are one of my favourite chain ones in the country really. They've always got a really good keg selection on. At the back of here, they've now turned into some interactive darts thing called Arrowsmiths. So I'll give you a little guided tour of that. Good place to watch the sport. Decent Magners, gone for Magners, decent. It's always a decent little keg offering in these gaffs. And we'll take you up to the Arrowsmith. So yeah, rolling it out across O'Neill's across the country at the moment, proving to be really popular. A little interactive darts game and stuff up here. So yeah, if you want something a little bit different, you're on a stag do or something like that looking for it, this is definitely the place to come now. But as well as that, a little stage for the live music. As I said, the place is always, it's clean, tidy, decent looking. So O'Neill's, yeah, definitely one of the ones that I would say are one of my favourites. Michelin Butler owns, what do you expect? Honour about O'Neill's. I do like O'Neill's, I do, but I'm such... Michelin Butler is like my happy place, my happy time of working in the industry. They're by far the best company to work for of any of them. Masters are the worst, by the way. But yeah, Michelin Butler, it was such a happy time in my life working for them. So any of their brands, I'm always going to slightly sort of lean towards and say, you know what, I do like these. But 50 yards across here by the tram stop, and we're going to go to the one that I call the not so good spoons usually. So I don't know. Again, let's not judge. No, don't listen to me. No preconceptions here. Let's show you this. It is called the Joseph Else, and it is literally sat here right by the council house, which is, I think you will agree, one of the most stunning buildings anywhere in the country, really, not just in Nottinghamshire. But when Forest got promoted and that balcony, sea of red over here, oh, what a day. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to show you the Joseph Else, stop number 4 of the day. I just don't rate this one. It's definitely it's one of my least favourite spoons in the country, and I've been a lot now. But yeah, I just don't rate this one. It's always the one where you hear there's trouble. The carpet looks like it belongs in a kid's playroom. Guest ales are nowhere near as good as in the Roebuck, which is around the corner. So if you want spoons in this part of the city centre, my recommendation is the Roebuck. And I think you can see what I mean by the kids' playroom style carpet, can't you? But yeah, I mean, it's not as nice looking spoons as the others. Guest ales aren't as good. It's just not for me, this one. Right, carry on walking up the tram line, following along this side. So next stop along this way, for ones that we've not included in any of the routes thus far, brings you here to Huddle. So Stonegate owned, mixer app, I should imagine, in full swing, right next door to or beneath Pop World. So Huddle, all we are is walking up the tram line, up this bit, and you'll come along to Huddle. So let's show you this. Yeah, mixer up in full swing. A decent little mix of keg stuff, as Stonegate do. This used to be called the Square or Squares or something before they put Pot One upstairs, so it was all one thing. It's a big square balcony, but I'm pretty sure I was in here once and there were people like lobbing cups or glass there from above, so because it's kind of safer not to have it like this, and it does look alright in here now. So they also have one of the interactive darts style things over there, and plenty of screens to watch the sport. Standard Stonegate menu. I mean, yeah, he looks and breathes like a Stonegate normal sort of live social Stonegate thing. So there's nothing more I can tell you. There's nothing more I can teach you with this. The other thing I question about today is whose idea it was to walk up hills in 30-degree heat before they go to a beer festival. Again, this idiot. So I don't know. It happens. But right, I've done the Pit and Pendulum, done Cozy Club on these routes. But there is another along you can get to from this side. It's got bits of entrance on either side, same as Pit and Pendulum has. But we haven't done this, so it's up next. It's the Loxley, and you know what? One of the city centre places to watch the football. It is definitely one of the better ones for that. So the Loxley, stop 6 so far today on this route. I've watched many a football game in here. Always very enjoyable place to watch the football as well. The atmosphere in here is always bang on. So yeah, that's why if I'm looking for a city centre pub in Nottingham to watch the football where I know like the staff are going to be good, they've got some car scale on and they're going to have the football and stuff on. This is one of the ones high on my list to look for. So nice to come into a Stonegate and find that there are some good car scales. Anything with Castle Rock always works for me. Good little, it's a Stonegate owned, so good selection amongst the kegs and stuff as well. But he said for me, it's all about finding those cars. But yeah, I've watched many a football match in this gaff. Have a game of pool and stuff in here, which is quite unusual for Nottingham City Centre. There are not that many pool tables littered around. Good place to watch the sport, like I said. And you know what, staff are always on point. Good pub this. Right, so I'm back out onto the same side as I was on. So Pit and Pendulum already ticked off and included in one of the routes. Cozy Club already included in one of the routes. But this isn't. It's Nottingham's Beat 1. Basement level cocktail bar. You know what, again, Beat 1, they're not one of my sort of my go-to kind of places, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with them whatsoever. So let's get Beat 1 included. A stop 7, I think, of today's route so far. Right, Beat 1 are also obviously Stonegate owned, which means the mixer app in play in here as well. Third pub of the day with some mixer points. Right, Beat 1 also do a cocktail deal. Not only do they do a pina colada, but up until 9, it's 2 pina coladas for the price of 1. Well, 2 cocktails for the price of 1, what do you want to have? What's better than 1 pina colada? Yeah, 2. On a roasting hot day like today, said nothing better than 2 frozen style pina coladas and a little bit of Elton John and a little bit of entertainment in the place. You know what? I don't object to these. That's again another one of the chains that I do not mind coming into at all. Early doors with 2 pina coladas. Yeah, can't go wrong. Those, I tell you what, those 2 for 1 pina coladas in this heat today. They have sorted me right out. Absolutely loved it. Top lads in there. Top guys that work there in general. But a really, yeah, a nice little stop. Beat 1's there. We're gonna go in because this is Faradays, and this is not in a route on this section of the videos and stuff yet either. So formerly Cape, for those that remember it. One of the few with a little town centre beer garden bit to sit out the front of. Faradays then, stop 8 so far today, and just up here at the top of Hockley. I actually might rename today the Stonegate Run. Honestly, if you want to amass some mixer points throughout your day today, you want to do a crawl where you're building up points to get free beer. Yeah, this is not a bad little way of doing it, to be honest. So. Obviously then, Stonegate owned, mixer app in full swing. Really good keg lineup in here. They do have a really good little keg lineup in here with some decent little crafty ones. So, Luna Hayes, Easy Living, Club Trop, some decent bits. Tiny Rebel I like. Obviously the Luna Hayes I would always take over neck oil every part of the day. Another Stonegate one. So that little bit out the front. Decent enough stop. It is getting hotter here. It really is. So coming up for about 20 to 4, feel the sun on my back, getting well hot. But coming out of Faradays, it's going to be a third Spoons owned building of a single crawl. Because never done on the crawl this Lloyd's one, which is up here. So Faradays, one of the Lloyd's #1 Wetherspoons. It's just called Lloyd's #1 bar up here. On the outskirts. It's a beautiful old building. Again, it doesn't really float my boat as a boozer, but let's get it in. Again, this is absolutely not my cup of tea. It's not somewhere I would venture into on a normal day. I hate the Lloyd's versions of spoons. They're just not for me. The carpet is dire. It needs replacing. The place just looks tired and run down now. They have got some good guest ales on like spoons though, but aside from that, I prefer it to the Joseph Else, but that's about as much as I can be positive about. I think it just looks a bit tired and grubby these days. I mean, there are some better guest ales on, Titanic Plum Porter and stuff on it. I've got one called Dog Days, like that. A nice porter, which is pretty good. But yeah, look at the state of the carpet and stuff down there. The place just needs a little bit of TLC, a little bit of love. And probably a full refit doing to bring it back up to standard, really. Oh, FYI, the beer's called Damn Dog from Burton Bridge Brewery. It's actually decent. Right, out of there, we're going to head down through Hockley. So a lot of the stuff in Hockley I've ticked off already on these routes, but you never know what we might find as we wander through and say, oh, actually, yeah, haven't done this. So if we don't find anything Hockley, well, I'll see you in the next one anyway. In fact, you know what I haven't done at all on the crawl? So this was Boilermaker. I have not done this since it became a bear. So we might as well do it now and head on in, make it number 10 of the day so far. Ticket off as a brand new pub. So Bear, next up. It looks so different here than when it was Boilermaker. I really like this Boilermaker. So Boilermaker was one of those fake fronted secret bar type places. So you walked in and just looked like a boiler repair shop. Came in, it sort of wowed you as you came through. But whether it was too secret, I don't know, maybe it didn't work, but they're a national chain. They're doing alright. It looks so different. So I never even realised it was Boilermaker. They had a see-through roof and stuff. Camden House Cannon Pale stuff on, but yeah, it looks so different. The bar for Boilermaker used to be right at the back up there, so yeah, so different. I kind of miss Boilermaker a little bit. A bit of a shame. It's for me, it's so bad. I mean, this whole back wall was the bar. They had a whiskey selection up there that would have made William Wallace proud, but yeah, it feels really soulless now. Coffee has, they're not my cup of tea, as you probably guessed. I'm actually really disheartened by that. I loved Boilermaker. It was something a bit unique, something a bit different, and yeah, I mean they've ripped the soul out of it. They've ripped everything that made it such a wonderful place is now absolutely gone. So yeah, I'm not pleased in that. Curious' new venue, the new Lost Property, is just here. Obviously not open today yet. Anyway, Holly wants to do it with us anyway, so we can't do that yet. But that'll be a new one to do down on Hockley. Into these roots, that's the old market bar, by the way. Into these roots, Pogo, not putting the route yet. Right, we're going to walk down. Bar 11, wow. Bar 11's gone. Didn't know that. Had some great nights in Bar 11. Can't think what the rock night was called. It was a little rock night I used to go in there all the time. And it was, and that's gone. 31k's a banger. We're not going to do it today. But yeah, loads more here. Let's get down to Nottingham. Fleabus. The night was called Fleabus. Seems to be like a student-y rock type night on a Tuesday or something. It was banging. Have a bottle of wine for £7. Whew, I miss those days. 30 minutes then until the craft beer festival starts. So my final stop of today's crawl before I go to a beer festival is going to be down here. And now made it to Stenton, so Stenton Market. So it's an easy run that I've done today, walking basically from Maid Marian Way down to Stenton. So if you want to follow that route, should be reasonably straightforward for you to do. My final stop of the night is going to be this. Here's Fox and Grapes on Stenton Market. So the craft beer festival all set up, ready, raring to go in there. Fox and Grapes, Castle Rock pub. Great little Castle Rock pub this is as well. So the final stop of today's video, definitely one that I would recommend you come and see if you've never been. Guaranteed a good beer selection. Let's get it done. As always with this gaff, the beer offering on point. Cask or keg, ciders, proper ciders and stuff as well. Not just lilies, proper ciders and stuff and things as well on the untapped boards. But a wicked lineup of breweries across the keg range. Yeah, it's a banging pub, and often one that I forget about, but I really love. Of course, taking a little beery tour of what I've got on offer here in a minute. But yeah, the former Pegger's place, this Fox and Grapes. Landlord back in the 60s, I think it was actually murdered right on the doorstep out here. So a bit of a checkered past, this old boozer, but you know what, it does all right. And now Castle Rock have got it, absolute banger. A tour of the beery goodness though, because this is what makes it so wonderful. So Castle Rock, always. That's why one more shades of green. Wylam are so good. Wylam are such a good brewery as well. But an epic lineup of beverages in a pretty wicked place. And if you want to sit out, and enjoy it, you can sit out here if you can ever find a seat. That is, it's always busy. And that, as they say, then is a wrap for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed that route. It's an easy route to follow. If you want a cheap, honestly, it's been a very cheap route to follow. Plus 2 cocktails. If you get there, 2 cocktails for £11. Be at one. I'm off to a beer festival. Thanks for watching. See you at the beer festival tomorrow as well.